Hey, what's going on, guys? We're taking a look today at 4.5 notes, which is the introduction to the judicial branch. We're trying something new. I hope you like it. We'll see what's going on. Today's tasks are to 1, take your notes, 2, do the reading on 82 and 83, and then finish any missing work you may still have. Reminder that you'll know that it's missing if it has the um, little icon that has the little exclamation point, or if it has a little red square which says it's late. If you have any questions on any of that, don't ever hesitate to ask. And let's jump right on in. So we jump in looking at Article 3 of the U.S. Constitution. Reminder that Article 1 was the legislative branch, Article 2 is the executive branch, and now Article 3 is the judicial branch. The primary function of the judicial branch is to interpret the laws, specifically the laws that come from the other two branches. Laws that are made by a judicial branch usually represent majority rule. Therefore, more people have to agree on it than disagree on it. So the concept of rule of law is one of the founding principles. Remember Dr. Collar, DRCOLR, right? Founding principles that it's based on. Judicial function is exercised in a dual court system, meaning there's two courts, which consists of our federal courts and our state courts. We're going to focus in on the federal courts during this section of judicial branch. So there's two big main definitions that I need you guys to understand before we even get started. So that's where today's notes kind of take its place. We look at the word jurisdiction, and we understand the idea that jurisdiction is the authority of the courts to try certain types of cases. So there's two different types of jurisdiction. So jurisdiction is this idea that we can try certain cases, right? So what two types do we have? And those two types are the original jurisdiction and the appellate jurisdiction. Now, original, okay, is the authority of a court to try cases for the first time. It has not been heard by any court. It hasn't been heard by any judge. So therefore, it's the original jurisdiction. Appellate jurisdiction is the authority that some courts have to review the decisions made by the lower courts. So this is when a decision is made that may not be agreed upon in a manner of which it was taken, and people have the option of being tried at a higher court. So, what are those higher courts? Well, mainly the one that you probably recognized before this class is a Supreme Court. The Supreme Court hears cases typically in an appellate jurisdiction. They think or they look at the cases from a second viewpoint. So, the four levels of courts are as follows. There's the Supreme Court, the Court of Appeals, circuit courts, and district courts. And within those district courts, there's juvenile and domestic relation courts, and there's also small claims courts. So this is the main part of this section that I really want you guys to understand is that there are different levels of courts, both at the federal level and the state level. Reminder, original jurisdiction and appellate jurisdiction are two key things that you will not need to forget. You got to remember these things, okay? Please write these down, and please study them and remember the definitions. I'm not asking you to memorize the definitions. I'm asking you to learn these definitions because there are things that you will see again and again and again when it comes time for not only future tests but also future SOLs. You'll see it in all the different levels that we look at in courts as well. So that wraps it up. As always, don't forget to be kind to one another because it's really important.